Welcome back to My Child is in Prison Now What podcast. I'm your girl, Tiffany Nicole, the one who loves Jesus. Every now and again, she may cuss. She's in her car, she cries, but she pops on that lipstick and she pulls it together. Yes, I'm your host. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, we are going to discuss shame, the shame we face as mothers that have children that are incarcerated, the heavy silence so many people, let's just be honest, so many of us carry this weight of shame because where our children ended up in. They ended up in prison. So we carry this weight of shame. We go outside, our neighbors look at us, especially if you have a profile case and everybody knows about your son or daughter that's incarcerated. They smile at you, but they give you that side eye like, Sister Johnson over there, Mrs. Smith, look at her. People smile, but best believe, for mothers that have children incarcerated, they always question us as mothers. Were they a good mom? Were they enough? You get those church hugs, and then later, they Google your son's case. Has that been your situation? My son's case didn't hit worldwide news, but it did hit the local newspaper. And I'm like 45 minutes, 48 minutes outside of Chicago. My son's case did hit local news. And my family's well known in the city that I grew up in. You know, my mom and dad goes to a well known church too. And best believe, I'm pretty sure they Googled the situation, what happened with my son. And I'm pretty sure in your situation, same with you, especially for those mothers who have those profile cases that hit maybe CNN, or maybe you're sitting down at a coffee shop and you happen to be drinking your coffee and you look up and you see breaking news. Your child is wanted. You know what? Today we're going to break that shame that us mothers that we carry. We carry so much. We're mothers, we're sisters, we're friends, we're cousins, we're aunties, we're co-workers, we're so many things. But today we're going to break the shame of having a child incarcerated. I said it, the shame, yes. You have your moment in the beginning, but if your son has been in prison for over 2+ years and you're still in shame, this episode is for you. It's time to break that. It's time to say no more shame. So you know what? In this episode, there's 3 ways that we're going to overcome shame as mothers. Yes, 3 ways. And I want you to listen to this. Mothers, first I want to say, I appreciate all of you. And mothers, you are an amazing mother. You're powerful. You're successful. You did everything you could to raise that son or daughter, and they decided to go left. Let's get rid of that shame. You guys, I've talked about guilt so many times. Shame and guilt is almost like hand in hand. They run in the same lane. But today's episode is about shame. I know you're like, Tiffany, some of you guys have been in shame for almost 5+ years. Some of you have, you know what? You was in shame for a few years and you've gotten over it. That's where I'm at in this journey of having my son's been in prison for over 6 years. I no longer have shame anymore. Now I don't even care anymore. Who cares? Google it. I don't care. His sentence is not the rest of his life, and it's not your child's rest of their life. Sometimes silence can grow, and sometimes shame can grow in silence. Yeah, you get up, you go to work, and you look at your husband. They say, you say, I love you. Look at your children. You say you love you. But on the inside, you are hurting, or you're like, Tiffany, I just don't want to do this because it's so hard. Everybody looks at me, especially for those who live in small communities. Small communities, it can get kind of a little tough because you got to go to the grocery store and you're in aisle 7. You bump into the person that maybe was the victim. All of that is hard. But today, we are going to get over shame. Yes, we are. You and me, I'm over shame. But I want to teach you the 3 strategies that I learned to getting over shame. And you know what? Tell your truth. That's step number 1. Tell your truth. Even in your own thoughts, your voice, anything, like tell your truth. Sit down, grab a pen and paper, tell your truth of the story. Embrace every word you say to yourself. Forget about the outside world, the outside noise. Tell your truth. You did everything you thought that was right to raise your son or daughter. It's time to no longer beat yourself up. It's time to live again, dream again. I'm going to beat this in your head so bad about discovering who you are on this journey of having a child incarcerated. It's not the easy thing in the world. Some days you're good, some days you're not. I get it, trust me. But the one thing I do want you to learn, ladies, is to tell your truth. Yes, tell your truth. Don't mind me. I'm just looking at my notes here. Listen, you are not defined by your son or daughter's action or crime, whatever they did. You, as a mother, you are not defined as that crime. I'm going to say it again. You are not defined as your son or daughter's action, whatever they might have done, guilty, not guilty, innocent, not innocent. You are not defined as that person. I want you to really sit in that. And when you tell your story, talk about everything when you're writing it out. If you got to go talk to a therapist, or sometimes, y'all know me, child. Sometimes I'll be in my bathroom mirror having a whole conversation with me and God. Like, God, I know I didn't raise this boy like that. Or sometimes I'm in the car talking. Sometimes it's okay to have that heart-to-heart talk with yourself in that mirror, in that bathroom. If you have to close the door and cry and just literally talk it out, or even just as a journal, write it out. Get it off your chest. Tell your story. That is step number 1 about shame. Tell your story. Tell it. And as a matter of fact, on this episode, go into the comments. Please tell me your story. Tell me what's the steps that you're going to take to get over your shame. I want to hear it. I want to know. Please put in the comments. I want to know, what are you going to do to get over your shame, especially for the mothers that your child is serving a 15-year sentence and you're in year 5 and you're still battling shame. I want you to put in the comments and tell me, what are you going to do different? After you listen to this episode, tell me. Then I listen to this. Detach your identity to your child's sentence. Just because your son or daughter has a 15-year sentence, my son is now serving 6 years. I had to redefine myself. I'm not going to hold my son's sentence attached to my life, and either are you. It's time to let that go. I say, yes, you carried that child. Yes, you got the stretch marks. Yes, you got all of that good stuff. However, you're not going to carry the weight of your child's sentence on you anymore after today. It's over with. Again, tell your story. Redefine who you are. Detach your identity to your child's sentence. I'm telling you, once you detach yourself from your child's sentence, a burden will be lifted. I promise you. God is with us every step in the way. And I don't know your relationship with God. If you're like, Tiffany, I'm mad at God. Listen, honey, I was mad at God too. Now, if anybody tell you can't be mad at God, they lying, because you can't be mad at God. Because I had a whole situation. I was mad, attitude and all. And then I had to go back to the Lord. I was mad, but I'm sorry. It's okay to be upset, but don't stay there that long being mad at God. There's something in this situation, in this season of our sons and daughters being in prison. But I want you to detach yourself from your child's sentence. Please detach yourself. Listen. Step 3. Turn your shame into your testimony. Turn your shame into your testimony. Yep, I said it. Turn it into your testimony. Stand in your strength. Release it. I know you're like, Tiffany, what are you talking about? Turn my shame into my testimony. Yes. Some of you guys know I've been on this journey 5.5 years. And I created this podcast 3 years ago. I'm on my 3rd year. I turned my pain into my purpose. I'm no longer in shame that my son is incarcerated. Yes, I was in the beginning. It was a lot in the beginning. It was so much in the beginning. But it's time to show up for you. in this season. June 21st is the first day of summer. That is a new season. It's time to enter into a season where you're no longer shameful of your son's sentence or your daughter's sentence. It's time to grow in this season. Be the woman of God that who God has called you to be, and that is greatness, powerful, and being bold, being an innovator, being a powerhouse. When you walk into that courthouse, let you shift the atmosphere. Let your anointing shift the atmosphere. If you're out protesting, advocating, let your presence be known in the room. Y'all, we are no longer going to be in shame because we have kids in prison. We didn't. Who can we just have a conversation? Who just wakes up in the morning and says, "Well, Timmy, let me raise you to be a criminal"? Who wakes up and says that? None of us had that. None of us. If you did, then I'm gonna have to look at you side eye. If you woke up and said, "Come on, Timmy, let's go rob some banks or let's go do X, Y, and Z," I'm gonna look at you side eye. But majority of us did not wake up and go to work and be like, okay, my son's going to go to prison. We did not. It's time to let go of that shame. And your son or daughter that's in prison right now, I know they're growing into someone who you were like, wow, who is this person? I went to go see Damiani. You guys know I went to go see Damiani a couple weeks ago. And Damiani is not the same anymore. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I asked God to shake Damiani to the core because I don't think he was still learning when he was in his second prison, his third. Damiani's been transferred all over the place. I would say his second or third prison. I don't think he still had a chip on his shoulder. He still had a little arrogant. He was still arrogant. I was like, I don't think he's learning. So I literally asked God in a prayer to shake him to the core of his soul. To you transform him, God, because I can't transform him. And you know what ended up happening? That's what I say. Be careful what you pray for, because child, Damiani was transferred into a prison where it was a maximum prison, and it's one of the worst prisons in Illinois. It was like built in the 1800s, like 1853. Can you imagine what a prison looks like in 1853? I didn't know. When I said the prayer, Lord, I was like, Jesus, I ain't know you was going to do that. Like, Lord, I ain't know you was going to shake him like that. Shift him to another prison where it was going to be, y'all, when I tell you the prison that he's in is just, let's just say this little boy see all types of creatures running around. And y'all know what creatures I'm talking about, them roaches, all types of stuff. And the water is awful. No AC. I didn't know God was going to do that. However, the devil mean it for your bad, but God means it for your good. Damiani is not the same. So what prayer are you praying over your son or daughter? I know we want to fix our children. I know we want to help them because we're mamas, because we carry them. We got the stretch marks. We got all of that. However, when are we just going to fall back and let God come in? I'm going to ask you in this episode, when are you going to let go and let God shape and mold your son or daughter and who God wants them to be? Not us as mothers, because we get caught up in our emotions and our feelings. When are you going to let go? Just like Moses' mother, Jochebed. Google her, do your research. She had to trust God enough to let her son go and put him in a basket and put him in that Nile River. When are you going to be and stand firm and be a Jochebed? When are you going to be her? To just completely let go and trust God, even if it hurts you. Even if you're like, your son's calling you for money. I'm not sending any money anymore. I'm done. It's time to let go of this shame that we carry. And some of us has been carrying shame for almost 10 to 15 years. And some of y'all, don't beat me up. Please don't beat me up, but I'm going to say it. Some of y'all aging. Some of y'all aging so bad because you're caught up in this shame and depression. You're letting the stress eat you up on the inside. I refuse to let my son or daughter take away my beauty. Oh, y'all are beautiful mothers, but some of you guys are just in a place where you're just in a rut and you're just letting the shame just eat you up on the inside. We are entering into a new season, June 21st. It's time to let go of shame and rediscovering who you are as a mother. And I know it's hard of letting go. Child, when Damiani get out, y'all gonna hear his story about how many times I had to let him go. I let him go so many times. He would tell you. Was it always the best decisions? I don't know. Did I make mistakes? I made plenty of mistakes. I'm human. I don't know. If I did the best decision by kicking him out of the house, I don't know. Did he end up where he's at because of me? No. He knew right from wrong. Some of you mothers raised your children, went to Bible study, went to vacation Bible school, went to kickboxing classes, went to the swim team, track meets, volleyball tournaments, ballet lessons. You did everything right, being there for them, reading a book with them at night, laying in bed with them, praying over them, and they still went another direction. It's not your fault. It's time to let that go. Let that shame go. In this episode, that's what we're learning is those 3 tools I'm going to tell you guys. Tell your story. Tell your truth. Grab that journal. Look yourself in the mirror and tell your truth. Then after that, learn to detach yourself from this sentence. You are not, I know, yes, your child is in prison and you feel like you're in prison too. However, technically you're free. You are free, and everything that you do in the mind, you are controlling it. Have a different perspective on the situation. You're like, Tiffany, how can you trust me? Is it easy to have a different perspective? No, but you have to train the mind. You have to train the mind. Y'all, when I tell you that God is moving, He's moving. He's moving. He's moving for us mamas. Trust me. If this episode stirred you up on the inside of your core and you feel like you can share this episode with another mother, share it. I looked at my analytics. It shows 50% of people listen and listen to this episode, but they don't subscribe to the channel or download. Please, you guys, share this with another mother. Download, subscribe to the channel. Because there's 1.8 million people that are incarcerated. It's so many mothers that's in this journey. They feel like they're alone, and they're not alone. I have a whole community of mothers that I have a private Facebook group. Please find me on my Facebook page. It's the impact of incarceration on mothers. Incarceration, the impact that it has on us on mentally, emotionally, physically, it just drains us. But I want to let you know there's more to life than just getting up, going to work, and your child's in prison. You write commissary and that's it. No, there's more to life than that. There really is. I promise you there's more to life than that. God has so much for us mamas. You guys, make sure you subscribe, share, like, comment. In the comments, I want to know what are the tools and strategy that you're using to let go of your shame? And how long did it take you to let go of your shame? I would say for me, Damian was on the run in 2020. I was in 2020, child. Yeah, no, no. No, 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 no. It was painful. I was in shame. I was in guilt. I was in doubt. I was in unbelief. I didn't know who I was. I would say going into 2021, towards the end of 21, going into 22, that's when I let that shame go. Yeah, it took a while. But the thing is let me tell you this. Why it took so long. Because I didn't want to do the work. I wanted to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Pity Tiffany. I wanted everybody to have pity on me. Yeah. Until one day I heard a message and I'm like, let me pull myself together. Let me get myself together. So are you in that pity party? Are you in that funk? How many years have you been sitting in this funk and this shame and this doubt and this unbelief? It's time to pick everything up and rediscover who you are as a mother and let go of the shame. We have to let go of this shame. God has so much for you and so much for me. Mamas, I stand with you on this journey of having a child incarcerated. This journey with children in prison, it's not for the weak. It's not, baby. It is not for the weak. Some days you cry. Some days you scream. Some days you question God. Some days you say, why me? Some days you say, God, I am so upset with you. I thought I did everything right. Why me? Why not you? So you can so you can share and tell your testimony on how God delivered you and how God delivered your son. It's time to shake the foundation, to let people know that us mothers matter. You truly do matter. You do. I don't care what you tell yourself, how many times you beat yourself up in the mind or the doubt or the unbelief. Mothers, God has so much for you. I don't know what that is, but I do know Ephesians 3:20, exceedingly abundantly above all, more than I can even ask or think. That's what I do know. But God has called us to the forefront to let the world know we matter. We're raising kings and queens behind those prison bars. Again, it's your girl, Tiffany Nicole. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Mothers, you're not alone on this journey. No mother walks alone. God said he has not forsaken us. Love you, ladies. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Be blessed.